Hi, my name's Russell Pearson. Welcome back for another Rusty production. In the last video we were doing hoops and we were doing that for the cabinet handles that I'm making for upstairs. And in this video we're going to be finishing those handles over basically a couple of days worth of footage. So if you haven't seen the hoops video, you can check it out here. And if you have, please keep watching, subscribe for updates and follow along for the things that I'm doing. And for those that are new to the channel, just so you're aware, this is not a tutorial or a how-to. I'm a complete novice when it comes to blacksmithing and metalwork, but hopefully this will be evidence, some video evidence that anyone can do this stuff if you've got enough time and patience. So thanks for watching, and I will see you at the other end. So the other thing I need to do is create this loop that's actually going to hold on to my loop. You can see that just there, and as I said before, I'm going to be using the bolt to do that with. So I need to chop off the head of the bolt and then put it in the heat and then look at bending it. Not sure exactly how that's going to work, so we'll just have to play around with a few ideas. I think I'm just going to try and twist it with pliers if I can get it hot enough, but let's give it a go. Safety glasses. Now, it'd be nice to set up a little production line of these. Don't know if there's a quick way to just like tear through all of them at once. So we've chopped the heads off the bolts there. We're going to then put them into the fire. There's little barcodes and what have you that'll burn off. So we'll put these in the heat. We'll see if we can get this part of it red hot, and then I'll try putting that into a vise and using the pliers to bend it around. So wish me luck. A whole lot of yellow on there. Now these are zinc bolts. Hopefully that's not toxic. I'm gonna go look it up. I'll be right back. So these little babies are quite hazardous when burnt. I knew galvanization was bad. I didn't know zinc was bad. I'm not sure why I didn't know that. I'm glad I didn't put more of these in the fire when I did. Turns a yellowy color and starts letting a white smoke off, and I reckon I inhaled a little bit of that, but got out of the shop pretty quick and turned off the fire and got a bit of fresh air, and hopefully I'll be fine. We'll find out. If I post this video, I'm sure I'll be fine. But now I've got to look at how to actually remove the zinc, if I can, from the bolts. Otherwise I need to go and get some mild, no, I've got to get some steel bolts, or get some galvanized ones and remove the galvanization. So ideally there'll be a way to remove the zinc. So I've worked with galvanization before, and I was able to actually just take the galvanized pieces and use a light acid, vinegar, to remove that from the bolts that I used last time. So I'm going to try the same thing this time with the zinc. Looking online, it says that you can use acid to remove the plating. I don't know if this one's going to be strong enough. It worked for the galvanization, and we're just going to have to experiment, see if it works for this. So hopefully you can see that there's little bubbles coming up from the surface. That's actually the effect I'm after, and it's removing the galvanization. Now what I noticed when I first did it, it was only coming up from the part where I'd already cut it with the grinder, and you can see at the end there, that's where the majority of bubbles are coming from. But the bolt on the left is starting to produce some bubbles too. Now what I did when I noticed that the cut was producing the most bubbles is I gave each of these bolts a really quick once over with some sandpaper just to break up the surface a little bit, and it seems to be doing the trick. We'll obviously have to see how it works on the thread. It doesn't seem, there seems to be something going on the thread there, but not too much. See there's some bubbles coming from that bolt on the left, but obviously plenty, pretty effervescent on the one on the right there. So I reckon I'll probably have to leave these overnight, and so I'll come back when they are done. I also decided to put in the ones I'd already had in the fire, and you can see that they're going crazy. So clearly the heat took off some of the plating and really broke up the surface, and you can see yeah, that's going mad. So I'm glad I stopped when I did. You can see, yeah, there's another one. Look at that. Removing the zinc plating on these bolts. Do it before heating, or you may get zinc oxide inhalation, which I hopefully believe I have avoided. So look at that. Amazing stuff. I'll come back later. So I've got these bolts here. I've used the wood just to hold them in there so I don't go crushing the thread, and it'll allow me to cut off a number at a time. And I need to plug it in. Clean up at the heads. Now I'll get them on the fire. Alright, so just going to try and bend that over. Ooh, a bit hot. Just going to get that in there first. Yep, so that's kind of the look I'm going for, like so. And you can see it's actually got this pretty cool bit of ribbing from the screw that actually comes through on the other side of the cupboard. And when I first did it, I thought that wasn't going to work, but I actually really like the effect that it has, because I've decided not to paint it. I'm actually going to keep the raw forge look with it. So I will need to get some linseed oil and just clean it up with that, but I like that sort of cool ribbed look when it comes outside the cupboard. So I'll clean these up, and then we'll get the linseed oil on them and finish them off. So I've heated it up, and I mean, normally this is where I would burnish it, but because of all the moving parts, it's not that easy to do that. So I just want to get the scale off wherever I can as it's cooling down. And I don't ideally want to do this for all of them, but you have to do it at some degree. I mean, at least I can get that end bit quite clean. That's no problem at all. And the rings were fairly clean when they got put together, so there's not a lot of scale on them, but as it's starting to cool down, I'll go and get the linseed oil, and we'll give it a coating, and then we'll go and bake it in the oven after. That's what I'm using, just raw linseed oil. And we'll see if I can hold this, but it might be too hot to hold. Not too bad. You can see there's smoke coming up from that. Oh, it is a bit hot. So that's what we want to see, because we're trying to cook it on there. Get my tongs. Hold on to that gently. I did this with the hair barrette. I don't know if you got a chance to see that one before, but that was quite nice. One of the reasons I decided not to, other than the look, one of the reasons that I decided not to paint these black is because the thread, I was worried about the thread getting filled with paint. So let me know if you think that would have been a problem, or whether there's a good way to do that, to actually paint the any bolts that you're going to use. Because I didn't want the thread getting paint in it. That's actually looking quite nice. So here we are. There's the finished cabinet hook, which I'm pretty happy with, and the missus is pretty happy with it as well. So I've just got to finish off the rest of the 12 for the full set, and then we'll be done. So if you enjoyed watching this, please throw a like my way, subscribe for more videos, or leave a comment in the comments below. But until next time, thanks so much for watching.